All right, all right, all right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I don't know what's weird. It's like, let me start off with my intro, then I'll start talking. My name is 12 Gauge, and welcome to my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. I am your host, 12 Gauge. Happy Friday again, everybody. Like I was saying, I got a new computer, so I don't know if the settings are right. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Okay. I went into excuse me. I went into this. I don't know why it's saying 3 hours and 2 minutes as far as the live's been going, but I don't know. I don't think I've been going for 3 hours and 2 minutes. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Rondi. Hope you are doing well tonight. I decided to get on here and take a break from that other case because I've been doing a lot with that case lately, and I want to take a break and go back to Matthew Perry, and whoa, that totally turned everything off. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to get the lighting right. So you can hear me okay? Happy Friday night. Happy Friday night. There's a lot of drama in the true crime community going on for reals. I don't want to be a part of that drama at all. So I decided to get on here and talk about old Matthew Perry. And let me pull this up. So see it just like the browser can access your stream. See, that's what's weird about this one compared to my other computer. Like, it takes a couple of minutes to work. Like my other computer is way faster than this one, and this one's brand new. But the other one, the picture is going out, so that's why I thought I'd order another one and go with that. So let's go ahead and continue where I left off. Let me change the font. Can y'all see that okay? Maybe that'll be better. Okay, we left off with this. Let me get back to the says addiction. Why is it so big? Hold on a second. I'm sorry I'm adjusting this while you guys are on panel. Like I said, I thought I had it adjusted, but obviously not. Here we go. Okay, let's try with. Good grief. All right, all right, all right, all right. See, because this one, the screen is like so freaking small. I don't know what to do with this. Like it's a 15-inch screen too, so I don't know. I got to get used to it. It says addiction is like the Joker. It just wants to see the whole world burn. Bruce Willis. After 3 long months of rehab, I was feeling better. Back on my feet, I was very excited to live a life that was not completely ruled by my alcoholism and addiction. I had stopped drinking and drugging, and my cravings for each had disappeared. Something way, way bigger than me was in charge now. Miracles do happen. Hey, Christy, how are you doing?
Read the story, heard the song, thought I knew what love was. Thought I felt it, but all along, not a clue what love.
Man, you'd think I'd have all this set up before y'all came in here. I don't know what's up with all this. I don't know how to make the. It's like the freaking. I'll either get it right or I'll go back to the original laptop. The first move, the first move I made was driving to Jamie Terrace's house. I need time to process being sober, I said to her, and that's going to take up all my time. I'm incredibly grateful for all the wonderful things you did for me. I could see her face losing color. But I can't be in a relationship right now, I said. So, to be clear, in order to adequately pay sweet, wonderful Jamie back for 2 years of giving up huge portions of her own very busy and important life by basically being my nurse, I ended our relationship. Jamie Terrasis was one of the most magical, beautiful, smart, oh so smart. I loved the way her mind worked, and I broke up with her, proving that getting sober didn't make me any smarter. In fact, it may have made me a colossal idiot. Jamie was probably the most amazing person I had ever met, and she loved me, but I wasn't ready for that. What I said to Jamie that day was all bullshit, of course. I was nearly sober, I was a huge star, and I wanted to sleep with every single girl in Southern California. And I did. Insert a cartoon anvil laughing on my head here. Because it's a huge star thing, I had no problem getting dates. And this is how I opened each and every one of them. Hi, sorry I'm late. You look great, by the way. I've been really excited to finally meet you. Pause for the appropriate positive response. But I won't want to get off on the wrong foot here. I would continue. I want to be as transparent as possible. I'm an open book. Ask me anything. I will tell you the truth. More warmth would here be shared on a good day. She would tend to be nodding along, loving my transparency, my emotional pitch, my very air of suave involvement. Then I'd bring the hammer down. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but if it's any kind of emotional attachment, I'm not your man. Pause to let that sink in. I'm not going to call you every day, I went on, and I'm not going to be your boyfriend. But if it's fun you're looking for, I am your man. That great 20th century philosopher Cyndi Lauper was right, as it turned out. Girls do, in fact, just want to have fun. But in case the message wasn't entirely clear, I added some salt to the heady stew I was ladling out. I'm an extremely passionate person, I said, a little absently in case they thought I protested too much. In fact, I'm a bit of a romantic. Even beating up the elliptical machine, all I do is listen to songs about women in some kind of duress. But I'm not looking for or available for any kind of emotional relationship, I repeated, just in case the message had been a tad fuzzy. I just got out of a long term relationship and had just gotten sober, and I'm not looking to be in one now. And then it was time to nail the landing. Oh, did you want to look at your menu? I'd say. I hear the food here is fantastic. It is amazing to me how many women signed up for this after all that. I presume many of them thought they could change me. What's that you say? Oh, yes, I did get the occasional abrupt walkout, of course. A few women would say, well, I'm not interested in that at all. They would just get up and leave. Let's see who's here in the chat. Hello, you guys that just walked in. No surprise that those were the ones that I was really interested in. But for the most part, my speech worked to a T. I used the word worked loosely because I barely need to point out that the best you could say about all this was that at any point you could exchange my head for a donkey's ass and no one would see the difference. Not only had I just broken up with the greatest woman on the planet, what I was proposing was just a giant fucking waste of time. Sex is great and everything, but I think I would be a much more fulfilled person now if I'd spent those years looking for something more. In a life riddled with mistakes, this may have been my biggest one, and mistakes are hard to undo. During that time, I met at least 5 women that I could have married, had children with. Had I done so just once, I would not now be sitting in a huge house overlooking the ocean with no one to share it with, save a sober companion, a nurse, and a gardener twice a week. A gardener I would often run outside and give $100 to so he'd turn his fucking leaf blower off. We can put a man on the moon, but we can't invent a silent one of those things. Natasha Wagner was one of these women. Not only is she beautiful, smart, caring, and sexy, she's also the daughter of Natalie Wood and Richard Gregson, and raised by Robert Wagner, and then by Robert Wagner and Jill St. John after her mother's tragic death. Natasha had it all. She was perfect. But I wasn't looking for perfect. I was looking for more. More, more, more. So because I'd done the speech at her and then not properly dated her, we parted ways, and I was left to find even more perfect women when in fact I'd already found them. A few years later, I was driving on a Pacific Coast highway one day, and some kind of fuck off everybody car, a car so amazing that I now cannot for the life of me remember what make it was. I had the top down, the glistening sun was picking the edges of the surf out of the ocean and turning it into a slippery silver. Dudes on surfboard longed around waiting for the one, which never came. I knew exactly how they felt. Then my phone rang. It was Natasha. She had fallen for one of these dates, so she had to go. That's the rule, Maddie, that's the rule. But somehow, even though I jettisoned her, she still was a friend. Hey, Maddie, she said in, a, in a sunny way. She was as bright as the sun on the ocean, always. Sometimes I had to look away just to get my bearings back. Hey, Natasha, how are you? I said. It was so lovely to hear from her. What's going on with you? Perhaps if she was calling me, there was a chance that we. I'm a mother, she announced. I just had a baby girl, Clover. Oh, I said, then quickly recovered the thought I did. That's fantastic news, babe. I love that name too. We talked for a little while longer, then we got off the phone, and then out of nowhere, the fuck you everybody car was pulling over. Because I was pulling it over, and I lurched to a stop on the verge. The sun was still high, the surfers were on the boards, and I was utterly thunderstruck with emotion. The giant wave everyone was looking for was happening in my head. She could have had a child with me. I said to no one as I sobbed like a newborn myself. I was so sad and alone I cried for about 45 minutes until gradually a new thought came, like clouds across the sky above an ocean. Jesus, this is quite a reaction. It behooved me to work out why I'd broken down so hard. I sat there wondering and wondering until I finally realized what the fuck I'd been doing. I'd been looking for an hour or two of pleasure with every woman ever invented when there was so much life I was missing. Is this why I got sober? To sleep with women? Surely God had something better in store for me than that. I would need to find out. In fact, Natasha's life was blossoming while mine was turning into one huge mistake. Oh, how I can relate. When I try to work out how sobriety and addiction work for me, I keep coming back to this line. I'm capable of staying sober unless anything happens. Some quiet days when I was sober, I think back to the recent past and wonder why I'd ever picked up pills or drugs after getting clean. When I was sober, strong, and feeling like a normal person, I'd sometimes have fantasy of putting on a baseball cap and shades and heading off to mingle with the regular people poking around the La Brea tar pit, or standing next to some celebrity's car on the Walk of Fame. Just to see what it's like, not in the sense of I'm a star, I'm better than you. No, in the sense of, oh, so this is what sober life feels like. But I was still so often just a tourist in sobriety. It was so hard to put down roots in it. Why was it so hard for me? When I'd seen hundreds around me do it with impunity. I was dating literally everyone and anyone in LA, but I'd also met a woman in New York I really liked. I was not faithful to her, but I loved her. I was newly sober and famous, and I wanted to fuck everybody in Los Angeles County. Many reciprocated my desires. My speech worked far more than it had the right to. But the women I loved in New York looked like a good mom, a great caretaker, and so beautiful. So of course I was drawn to her, and of course I screwed it up. But it wasn't all bad. In LA, I was also working to help other alcoholics get sober, sponsoring people, answering calls whenever needed, imparting advice. Friends was a juggernaut too, and I didn't have to worry about fucking that up. I was clean, and I was about to have my season, the one where everyone was talking about Chandler. 9 was the only year I was completely sober for a friend's season. Care to hazard a guess at to which the only year I got nominated for an Emmy for the best actor in a comedy? Yep, season 9. If that doesn't tell you something, nothing will. What did I do differently that season? I listened. I didn't just stand there and wait for my turn to speak. Sometimes in acting, it's more powerful to listen than to talk. I've tried to incorporate that in real life too. No more, say less. That's my new mantra. The 2 years flew by. Maybe this is what normal people feel. Maybe I'd found my calling beyond friends, beyond movie stardom, beyond everything. I was here to help people get and stay sober. And then something happened, and I'm capable of staying sober unless anything happens. One of the women I'd used the speech on had thrown a attached to me. And as we know, dear reader, if that happens, I have to backpedal. So that's what I did. I said, I don't love you. I the speech when I asked you about the menu, but it was too late. Some kind of agony hook was in her. It was my fault. Is this why I got sober? To sleep with women and then hurt them? Surely God had something better in store for me than that. She was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel at the time, and I went to see her, but she could not be consoled. She reminded me of my mother. No matter how much charm I used, no matter how which funny thing I said, I could not help her pain. Eventually, she stormed off into the bathroom, leaving me alone in the room. On the side table, there was a knocked over bottle of Vicodin, 3 other pills that spilled out under the glare of the bedside lamp. She was locked in the bathroom screaming. I couldn't take care of the situation. This was the end of thing that was happening. So I took 3 of the pills and somehow made it through the night, but thereby ended 2 years of my sobriety. I was in a deep I was in deep shit again. Because once you puncture the membrane of sobriety, the phenomenon of craving kicks in and you're off to the races one more time. It was impossible for me to get back. I graduated quickly to getting my own pills, and then I was drinking again. I was knowingly surfing down a long slide to oblivion. But it was bigger than me. There was literally nothing I could do about it. Looking back, all I would done had to do was tell someone about it, but that would mean I would have to stop. But stopping was not an option. At one point in 1999, I was sitting alone in my way too big house at the top of Carla Ridge, yet another house with a beautiful view. This time of the Los Angeles basin, down there somewhere in normal Los Angeles life was going on. Tar pits, walk of fame. Up here, I was just waiting it out. Drink in one hand, a steady flow of Marlboro Lights in the other. We were 5 seasons into friends. Ross and Rachel had just stumbled out of a chapel married ahead of Chandler and Monica. Friends with a cultural touchstone. A shorthand for the millennium. The number 1 show on the planet. Everyone's favorite watch. And then, could this be any hotter? Had swept the nation. And now everyone was talking that way. Clinton was in the White House. The date September 11th meant nothing special, unless it was your birthday. But at your wedding anniversary, all the water in the world was flowing downhill into a sparkling lake, upon which the most beautiful nameless bird endlessly floated. Now a messenger was at my door, interrupting my reverie. It was as if I was reenacting what had once happened to the romantic poet Buzz. He got his via opium by the legendary person from Porlock. At the time, Coleridge had the entirety of his poem Kubla Khan memorized in his opiate-addicted mind. But the messenger who had arrived at his door that day in 1797 had shattered that memory, leaving only 54 lines for posterity. I was no Coleridge, but my buzz has been notable all the same. The view and the vodka tonic and the sweet Marlboro burn. had rendered me into a safe place. Had rendered me into a safe place, where I was no longer unaccompanied, where somehow back there in the house behind me, a beautiful wife and a gaggle of amazing kids were tumbling around in the playroom, while Daddy had some quality time alone in his screening room. You want to feel lonely? Watch a movie alone in a screening room. It was at times like these, when the haze was deepest, that I could imagine my life was not filled with holes, that the minefield that was my past had been metal detected by men in the hazard suits into benign and beautiful safety. But now my doorbell was buzzing, killing my buzz. And because there was no wife, no kids, it was up to me to reluctantly answer it. The person from Porlock handed me a package, inside of which was a script entitled The Whole Nine Yards. And my manager had written on it, "Could be pay dirt." It was no Kubla Khan, but I could see it was going to be huge. I was always bad at reading scripts. Back then, I'd be offered millions of dollars to do movies and barely cracked the first few pages. I'm embarrassed to admit that now, given that these days I'm writing scripts myself and it's like pulling teeth to get actors to respond. Maybe they feel how I used to feel. That in a life of fun and fame and money, reading a number attached feels all too much like school. The universe will teach you, though. All those years I would chew this, chew that to read a script. But last year I wrote a screenplay for myself. I was trying to get it made until I realized that I was too old to play the part. Most 53-year-olds have worked their shit out already, so I needed to hire a 30-year-old. The one I chose took 2 weeks and weeks to respond. And I couldn't believe how rude his behavior was. To even get an independent movie made, asked my management. Doug, in frustration, not really, Doug said. Back then, in 1999, my person from had brought me a script that even I could see had potential, and that potential. At the turn of the century, there was no bigger movie star than Bruce Willis. He'd already banked Look Who's Talking and his sequel, the Die Hard franchise, Pulp Fiction. There was no one more successful back then, not to mention that it would be a welcome relief from the 72 romantic comedy I just completed. Mitchell Kapner had written a funny script, filled with twists and turns, and it was easy to read. Always a good sign. Best of all, Bruce Willis was in it, and I played the lead character. Show me an acclaimed and successful TV star, and I will show you a frustrated wannabe movie star. Pay dirt, you bet your ass. But first, I had to get through enough dinner with the director and my co-star's brother. I showed up the next night at Citrus on Melrose. Back then, this was the Hollywood restaurant. Expensive, exclusive, jacket required, a line of paparazzi at the door, clicking away madly at everyone who came and went. That night, the comings and goings were me, the film director, Jonathan Lynn, a short round British man who made my cousin Vinny, and who just so happened to be Oliver Sack's cousin, and one of the film's producer, Bruce's brother, David. David got the hair, by the way. Bruce got the chin. I had donned the requisite movie star black suit for the dinner. I'd arrived a minute or two late just because that's what movie stars do. The dinner went really well, even if no one touched their food. This would way. Jonathan was smart and funny. He had that dry British approach to humor in which he'd say something that was seemingly serious. There would be a twinkle in his eye, just enough to signal that he was busting balls. David was attentive and interested and smart. As for me, well, I'd already decided to do the movie. The original script had no physical comedy in it, so I said things like, I think this would be a great opportunity for some physical comedy, and I'd be more willing to fall down a flight of stairs and leap down to a mountaintop to work with Bruce Willis. Let me take a minute to see if there's anybody in the chat or if I'm reading to myself. There's 3 people still here. I haven't ran everybody off. Thank you for being here. Are y'all still here? This thing keeps acting up. Did it freeze? I think it did. What the hell? Am I frozen? Are y'all here? Maybe I should have restarted it. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay. Let me get back to the book. I was just making sure there was somebody here. I looked up, there was like 3 people, and I thought, what? There was 6. Now there's only. What's weird about this is like I guess I have the old StreamYard because the window is huge and the chat is small. On this one, the chat is big and the window is small. Like it is tiny. Like you can hardly see yourself. Said Jonathan and David laughed and seemed relieved. Eventually, the dinner wrapped up. Jonathan said, well, you're our guy. We really want Nazi ignored. I jumped into the 4-screen Porsche and squealed away. I'm going to be the lead in a Bruce Willis movie, I thought, as once again all the lights on Sunset were green. Back in my house on Carla Ridge, the moon had come up, lonely, mournful, casting a strange and awkward shadow across my view. I put on the TV, poured a vodka tonic, and waited. The stars were lining up again. Had to rise and rise, and Matthew Perry just taken yet another giant leap forward. This is what I thought. As the actual stars rose in a clear, dark sky, I started to count them. 100, you die. I stopped at 99 just in case. The following morning, I got a message on my answering machine. Matthew, this is Bruce Willis. Call me back or I'll burn your house down and break both your knees and arms, and you'll be left with just the stubs for hands and feet for the rest of your life. Click, dial tone. I figured this was the call I should probably return. A few days later, we met at Ago, yet another fancy Italian restaurant in Hollywood, in a private room in the back, the one that's reserved for people of Mr. Willis's status. Once again, I jetted up in my Porsche, barely putting it in park long enough. Bruce Willis did not disappoint. Fused A-list. He didn't just take over a room, he was the room. In fact, I knew he was a real movie star when the first thing he did was teach the bartender how to make a perfect vodka tonic. 3-second pour, he said. asked the petrified man. Bruce was 44 years old, single, separated from Demi Moore at the time. I met him, and he knew the exact recipe for the perfect drink. He was a party. To be near him was invigorating. After a while, we were visited in our private little room by Joe Pesci, whom Jonathan Lynn had directed, and my cousin Vinny, as well as several attended attractive women. Bruce laughed at all my dumb jokes. He seemed to enjoy the spectacle of a younger, funny guy paying him his due respect and keeping up with his drinking. If he only knew. Dinner once again untouched, the two new best friends headed to the massive house off Mulholland. Bruce, too, seemed to like a view. The night ended with Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry, drinks in hand, hitting golf balls into the San Fernando Valley below. Those balls are going to land somewhere, I thought. Improving upon what a dressed 5 iron could do, or even the metaphorical nature of what we were doing, I stopped thinking at all and had another drink. Welcome to the pros, Bruce said at one point, referring, I presume, to the life of a movie star, not to my own golf game. We had begun a friendship, one in which we drank together and made each other laugh and complimented each other's swing. Eventually, as always happens, the sun came up and we said our blurry goodbyes. As I drove home, I remembered thinking, watch this guy, this is the way to be happy. Nothing seemed to bother Bruce. No one said no to him. This was indeed the A Leagues. Bruce called to invite me, showing up. Hold on, guys, I have a phone call. Can you hear me now? This is crazy. Can you hear me now? I didn't even see the chat. I was like reading and reading and reading. What was the last thing that y'all heard? Why don't we pick up from there when I do another live? I'm done like reading it. This computer's annoying me. You know, when you get a new toy and you anticipate it being better than the old toy? No, I didn't see your shout out. I didn't watch very many creators today. Yeah, I was on a phone call and they hung up. So I don't know. No, I didn't hear it. Um, you want to come up? Want to come up and talk with me? We can just freestyle it. Sure. Why don't you come up? We can talk about what you said. That's fine. Just stick off camera or be on camera, whichever you feel best being. Okay, that's fine. There's the link. Let me turn this music off so it doesn't interfere with you talking. I don't know what's up with this computer. It's like okay. I don't think I have everything connected correctly. Maybe that's why it's going so slow. To me, it's going slow. I guess my other computer is faster, and this one just a little slower. So it's driving me crazy. Yeah, snap my fingers, and there I was. There I was. And the light is blinding me as well. So am I freezing at all? Am I lagging? Am I doing any of that? Is it pretty fluid? Or am I lagging at all? It might be the internet. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. It shows I have a strong connection, but I don't know what's up with the internet lately. Swamp, are you still in here? There's the link. Aquarius, you want to come up? Want to come up with me and Swamp? Well, just click the link. Just click the link. I think StreamYard is messed up. Like somebody bought it and then it it acts weird now. I like the camera on this computer. I don't know if it's clearer than my other one. Can't really tell, but it looked clearer. What do y'all think? Is the picture any different? I'm waiting for somebody to come up. There's Aquarius, and there is Kiki. All right.
Hello.
Awesome. Howdy. Howdy to both of y'all.
Hey, I just thought I'd just jump on camera and say hi. Hey, I just thought I'd just jump on camera. Hold on, I'm trying to.
You're muted.
Sorry, I had to turn off. I had the live stream going on my phone, and I didn't want to mess everything up. Thanks for calling me up. How you doing tonight, 12?
Can you speak up a little bit?
Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I didn't turn on my new mic. I apologize.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Aquarius, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us, Quickie? Quickie? Can you hear us, Kiki?
I don't know. Can you hear me
I think
okay?
you're muted.
I hear you fine.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear
good.
you now.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Well, thanks for calling me
That's
up.
okay.
Sorry, I crashed your.
I'm on a new computer, so I'm having. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying sorry to crash your party. Not so smooth. That's all.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know if it's StreamYard. I don't know if the internet. I don't know if it's the new computer. It's like I'm just having. It's acting weird because like I'll click on something and it takes forever for it to respond.
Well,
I don't know if you've had that problem at all.
I've had a lag before, and sometimes I've gone into StreamYard and changed the in the settings. You can change how you stream. Like I think there's like a numbers, so that sometimes helps. But you look and sound great to me. I don't know. I don't know what the audience thinks, but I think you're.
Okay.
I think you look and sound fine too.
By the way, Aquarius, nice to see
Okay.
you.
You as well. You as well, Swamp Rose.
So what was your live over today?
Well, I did a few of them, but one of them I showed the ticket that you had from your community page, and I gave you a shout out. It's like a 4-minute live stream if you want to play it. And I just kind of, wanted to show it to people because I'd never seen it before, and I kind of assumed other people hadn't seen it before either.
Okay.
Check
If
it
it's
out.
not too long, yeah, I'll show it. Go ahead and share it on the screen, and I'll put it up on the stage.
Sounds good. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
Aquarius, what's going on with you? Anything new?
Not much, not much. I've been in my head the last couple days, but other than that, I've been doing pretty good. How are you guys been?
You know, same old, same old. Don't be in your head. That's a dangerous place to be for most people.
It is sometimes.
I know it is for me, you know. If I spend too much time up there, I'm in trouble. It really is. I mean, it's a dangerous place sometimes.
Well,
Wow.
you went live, so you got me out of my head.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Paula, yeah, I put that ticket on the community tab the other day because somebody sent it. I'm going to go ahead and give them credit. They're DB Tabe, I think their name
It's
is.
DB's a woman actually, and it's okay. I thought so too, but DB2. That's great. She's really nice.
Oh yeah, she just changed her name. It's Deb
Yeah.
now, I think. Deb
Oh,
T.
oh, good. Now I'll know her when I see her.
Okay. There you are. You're on the panel.
All right, let me go ahead and press play. I'm sorry, I was trying to put my hair in a ponytail. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Swamp Rose, and this is my second live stream of the day. So I wanted to show you something that I had never seen before, I think 2 days ago, and it was posted on 12 Gauge Investigates channels. 12 Gauge is one of the people that I do live streams and collaborate with. So I thought I'd show this document to you. Just to set this up, we've heard a lot about Brian Koberger's traffic stops. We've all seen the footage of the alleged drug interdiction stops in Indiana, where Brian Koberger was in the car with his father. We've also seen the traffic stop right off of the WSU campus when Brian Koberger stopped or ran a yellow light in the middle of an intersection. But what we haven't seen is the traffic stop that happened prior to that. And I'm going to show you the documents because I finally seen them. And what's interesting about this traffic stop is we've been able, via FOIA and other means, seeing the footage from all the other stops, but we haven't seen this footage. So the question is, why? Why won't they release the footage of this traffic stop? What is in that could affect this case? It's an interesting question. So let me just go ahead and bring up 12's page.
That's a cool new mic you have.
So this is 12 Gauge Investigates, and let me just. Okay, so this is 12 Gauge Investigates page. Okay, so just let's take a look at what 12 has in his two of his community posts here. So it says one more. He didn't, oh well, let's go to the first document. So if we look right here, and I'll put a link to 12's channel. Actually, let me go ahead and put a banner up for him real quick. All right, so this is 12 Gauge
Can y'all see
Investigates
that in the
channel.
chat? It's kind of small. My.
In a case where you're wondering, his community post reads, in a case where you're wondering about the traffic citation, one of my subs was nice enough to provide it. And you can see here his height is 6 foot, 185, male, blue eyes, brown hair. This is out of Pullman, Washington. You can see the 2015 Elantra, registered to the state of PA, white. Vehicle safety restraint, failure to use. So he didn't put on his safety belt. And then the second one, the court summary here, this is interesting too. So it says one more. He didn't even appear to face the ticket and got FTA. Guess who the prosecutor was? You got it, William Thompson. A $10 fee and a no-show. But he did pay it. Just some random info, 12 Gauge. And so down here, yeah, you can see, you got prosecutor William Thompson. So, yeah. So I thought this was kind of interesting. I thought it would make an interesting live through my stream. I wanted to show the information to you so you could see the document. I've already seen several spin-off I've already seen several spin-off videos this morning doing some work with 12 Gauge's new documents. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and peace be your journey today. Stay safe in those YouTube streets.
All right. All right. Very nice. Very nicely done. What do you think about that, though? Do you have any? Did you get any insight in your chat about what he could have gotten pulled over for?
Sorry, I thought I didn't realize I was muted. What I was saying is there were some insightful comments. Do you want me to pull it back up and we can read the comments section? Or I can read it right from here. Hold on. I just X'd out of it. Hold on. For refresh my memory, what kind of a dog do you have? I just heard your dog again in the background.
It's a little terrier. It's actually my brother's dog. It like shares the backyard, and it'll run over here to my side and where I'm at, and it'll just sit there and yap. You can hear it.
I can hear. I used to have a little Chihuahua, so I don't.
Yeah,
I don't mind the sound. I think it's kind
yeah.
of
It's
cute.
a little terrier.
Good watchdogs.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
doesn't
So
like me for whatever reason. I don't know.
I
I
know
guess
why it doesn't like you. You
my
told
sunny disposition rubs off on everybody. I don't know why that dog wouldn't like me.
Wait, hold on. 12. You don't remember telling us the story of why your dog doesn't like you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's why. Yeah, terrier probably a little terrier. I don't know. A little bit of yapper, black dog. But I can tell you that I had some comments on that ticket where people were saying that um, maybe it was for another offense, but he got the no seatbelt ticket due to it being a lesser charge. I thought $10 was kind of cheap. I think they're like $65 here or more.
Well, since I've had my license and I was 16, I've never had anything that cost $10 that has to do with driving.
Right, right.
I mean, it doesn't even make sense. But can you tell me a little bit more about what they were speculating, or what was it that made them think that the
I mean, I remember hearing about this when it first happened. I remember a lot of speculation during that time. There was a lot of speculation that he was pulling away from the residents and he was being followed. He like got to a certain part of the road. He didn't yield or something, and he was being followed. And then they pulled him over, and he was all disheveled, and he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. So those were a lot of theories early on. I
wait a
don't know
second, what's the
how
date on the
true
ticket?
that was.
What was the date on the ticket?
Do what?
What was the date on the ticket?
It said September 8th.
And he seemed disheveled. Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
disheveled.
But when they say he pled down from a lesser charge, I wonder if there's something on that ticket that kind of like indicates, I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean? Can you pull up?
All it says, PKC says, that is true. In Idaho, it is secondary infraction. You have to be pulled over for something else, but may just got a warning on other offense. She's a local, so she kind of gives me the heads up on a lot of things that are going on.
Who's
Her
a
and
local?
Toes. Toes knows as well.
What
He
do you
used to
mean?
live in that area.
Hold on a second. Are you saying Nina's a local? Nina, you live in Moscow?
Well, she lives around that area. Yeah, she
I didn't
lives
know
in the Idaho area. Yeah. So, I mean, it being a secondary, like he could have not used his blinker. Maybe he got pulled over because of the front tag. Not having the front license plate. I mean, I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I
that.
mean, they
Like,
can stop you for any kind of infraction. It could be your tail light's not on or anything. She said I had a ticket exactly like that.
so one of the things that people were bringing up was actually, do you happen to have the document? Can we take a look at it? Possibly.
Yeah. Let me see. She says ran a stop sign, stoplight, blinkers, speeding.
I don't feel like I want to turn my camera, but I don't want to wear this sweatshirt. Well, what I was getting at is somebody was talking about the height, and I was thinking we could re-examine that because I don't know. I don't know. There's a couple things I just thought if you pulled up the document and some of the comments that I have on here, I told you I was going to read them. Someone said so he was actually pulled over 3 times. He must have known they were on to him, and I haven't had a chance to respond to that person, but I would say no. He actually was pulled over 4 times. And so
Let me
which
see
is
if
true. And I'm just reading those while you're looking for
I
those.
mean, I don't know. Him being pulled over like that, it does make you wonder. Like, I know the feds when they're pulling you over for drug charges, like they're trying to let you know, hey, we're on to you. Like, I've had people talk about, they have drugs on them and they don't even take the drugs. So that's kind of like building a case on you, like surveying you, getting some information that, it could be anything.
Well, okay. So the
I don't-
thing is, though, is wasn't one of the stops on so September? What was it? The one we just talked about was September 23rd, was it? And then
Bulletin
the
Blank
other.
says she lives in Coeur d'Alene, I guess. CDA.
Oh, I heard Coeur d'Alene is a really beautiful small city. Um, but what
Okay,
it was
I'm
like,
I'm making it bigger, but can you see that?
yes. Okay. So this is
Okay, the
September.
citation was September 8th, 20 at 8:30 a.m. And it
Okay, and then the
was located at 522 South. I don't know what that says. A0 AMS RM 199. I don't know what that is. Darren Duke. I've heard that name before.
well, what I was gonna
But he did
say.
get a citation. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say what I was gonna say is to answer that person was they on September 8th and then October 13th, it was before the crime. So the only times he was pulled over, as far as I know, were twice after the crime in those stops in Indiana. So I mean, I don't know if he would have known they were on to him, although I mean I'm not sure.
So he got pulled over for the crosswalk when? Like really early on? Was that the first one that he got pulled over?
He got
And
pulled
then this one?
over. He got pulled over October 13th. So it was before the crime. And then this
Okay,
one
so he
was
got pulled over here in September. So he got put over in September, got put over in October, and then a crime happened in November.
But I mean,
That's
I just
wild.
thought this. And then is this the one that has his height on it, like a little bit farther down?
Yes. There it is right there. LFZ8642 or 43. I don't have my glasses on. Everything's all blurry right now. So it's a 2015 Hyundai White. They blacked out. Whoever sent this to me, they obviously, blacked out or whited out the name and date of birth and all this other stuff. I mean, because I'm sure it would have been on there. The VIN number's off here. But here's the address. It says West Pullman Road and Farm Road in Moscow, Idaho. How far is that from the house?
I mean, we could look at Google Maps. I bet we could figure it out. So, do you want me to give it a shot? 12? You want me to try and do it in Google Maps
Here,
for you?
can you talk to them while I do this?
Would love to talk to the chat. Okay, so I am going to go up towards the top here.
Yes, if you could. Do y'all know where this street is? Paula, do you know where what is it? West Pullman Road and Farm Road in Moscow is? Is that like a main road? Is that the road that the coffee shop's on? Okay, Jeff said the crosswalk pullover says 10/14/2022 on the body cam. Not far exact opposite of Farm Road is road to go to the university, directly past the frats. Hey Jeff, I see you found your way back. Good to see you.
Why haven't you seen Jeff in a long time?
He's been working, so he's been out of town.
Oh, I haven't seen Jeff in a long time either.
So Paula says not far, exact opposite of Farm Road is road that goes to the university directly past the frats. So this is in the other direction. Wow. I wonder why they won't release that body cam footage. That's what I've always wondered.
Me
Because
too.
all the body cam footage they've released, they won't release that one. What was on that body cam that is important enough not to release it?
I'm dying to know. There's a lot of speculation of. Sorry, I'm yawning. I can't stay on much longer. But there's a lot of speculation. So people on both sides of this fence, so people that would label themselves as a pro-burger or people that would label themselves as a guilter, they both have different perspectives on this. People do find it kind of odd that this is the one body cam we haven't seen, even when after we know the crime was committed and he hasn't been arrested and he's in a car that could potentially have evidence. We see the body cam footage of that almost instantly. So what would it be prior to the crime that would cause them to not release the body cam footage? So a lot of people who are, more on the pro burger side of things, they're like, well, like, what is this? This seems sketchy. And a lot of people who are on the guilter side of thing, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make any sense. People who feel that they're in the guilter sort of the camp, they think, okay, he would have displayed behavior or something like that. So I don't know what it is. I have nothing. What about you?
I've always wondered what was on that body cam that was so important that it couldn't be released because I mean, if it was just a traffic ticket, like a no seatbelt, that would have been almost like the crosswalk thing. He got a warning, so the seatbelt would have been like, okay, well, here's your ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. Um, let's go on your way. Like, what was
It
on
does.
there that they don't want shown? What is on there that's incriminating or they're I mean, could they be using that body cam as evidence? Maybe that's why they haven't released it.
Okay, well, here's another thing. Let's just think we both of us say we've never seen a $10 fine for anything. Like, even
Right.
as a teenager. But second to that, since when are you getting a summons to court for a seatbelt violation? Why wouldn't you pay that like through the court or online? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you? I mean, I know it was a no-show to court, but why did it go to court?
You
Why?
think that court paperwork that they found at his house was possibly linked to this? Because they did find court paperwork at his house as part of the evidence that they took from his room.
I mean, most certainly, I would think this would be it. If they did, I would imagine we would hear if he was involved in another case somewhere. We know he's squeaky clean, pretty much from PA to Washington. It's just true. I mean,
But
he
I've never, but I've never seen the DA prosecute a traffic ticket. That's usually municipal court. It's not that big of a deal. You go down to municipal court, you pay your fee. There's usually a municipal judge. It's not the DA.
What do you mean the DA? Explain this to me. Why is
Well, the Bill Thompson is the DA, isn't he? The district attorney. He's like the head dog. So if he was the attorney that was representing the state on this case, why was he representing the state on a traffic ticket, on a traffic violation?
Well, can I ask you a question? Like, is it such a small courthouse? I mean, we look at the one in Boise that's got 40 courtrooms. This one has one. Could it be that he is such a small town, he does most of the prosecutions along? I don't know.
Well,
You tell me.
let me ask, is there a municipal court in Moscow? Did y'all know of? Or does all the court go through? Because we have municipal court, we have a district court, we have a county court, and we have a juvenile court. There's only like really two courtrooms, but the municipal court has its own little annex. It's a little bitty building. You go down there, you pay a fine, and you're on your way.
Well, this actually, I don't know. This actually puts a big twist on things for me. I will see. I'll try to take it to my audience too and see if somebody has an answer.
Let me
Um,
type
or even traffic court, maybe type in.
municipal because I've gotten plenty of speeding tickets. I've gotten plenty of speeding tickets, and I've never. Okay, this says district court, Latah County, Annex, 200 South Alman. Yeah, this doesn't show municipal court, so I guess they do all their court stuff out of one courtroom or one annex.
So I don't know. Is it possible
Are you
that Bill
still there?
Thompson? Is it possible that Bill Thompson is the prosecutor though for these traffic violations? I mean, hey, I wonder, can we find out how many
But
prosecutors?
that would be a I mean, there's usually a judge that you see um whenever you go before the court to dispute your traffic ticket. You see a judge. You There's usually not an attorney. The judge is usually doing all pay this, or I'm going to set you on a payment plan, or, this and that and the other. There's usually not a court like atmosphere. I don't know why. I mean, Bill Thompson's a district attorney, so he's the head dog. You would think it would be like somebody lesser, like the assistant DA or something, that would be handling anything like this. But it just seems weird to me because he did fail to attend. So failure to appear,
Was like nothing.
there could have, there's usually, like in criminal court, if you fail to appear, there's usually a warrant at times issued for you.
Hey, 12, you've got some great comments here. PKC says, I would think Megan Marshall would do more traffic violations. And then bullets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Bullets and Bling says if he had the DA, his name would be on all documents. Usually you have an option to pay your fine, or you can choose to appear if you want to argue in traffic court. Bill Thompson was not in court handling court tickets for Brian Kohberger. He was assigned to oversee the warrant for arrest for failure to appear.
He had a warrant.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Wait, he had a warrant for his arrest? I didn't know that.
For a $10 ticket? I mean, that's a bit excessive. It's all weird because, I'm in Texas. It's totally different here. Like, if I go out tonight and I get a speeding ticket, or I get a ticket for no insurance or nothing like that, I get a ticket. They give me 15 days to appear. I can either pay it online, go plead out with the judge, pay my fine, get set up on a payment plan or something like that. But it sounds like Idaho is totally different. Like, it sounds like they have it set up with, it's a one-stop shop, Everybody's in charge of everybody,
Oh, I didn't even see Uniquely Twisted True Crime is here.
He
can
says,
you hear me?
Yes, if you miss court, you get a warrant to force you to appear, just the way it is. It depends on the county.
What about Bill Thompson was not in court handling tickets for Brian Kohberger. You already read that one. He was assigned a warrant for failure to appear. Okay, so Bill Thompson signed the warrant. That's what I'm missing. So cute.
I have to look at that paper again. I want to pull it up, but I don't know if you've noticed on StreamYard, they've made the screen where the screen used to be big. It's now tiny, and the chat is huge. It's taking up most of the space. So they charge you more, but they're taking away your screen to see yourself. It just doesn't make no sense.
Hey, 12, I shared this live stream in my Discord, so I just want to put into context for anyone who came in after the fact. What we're talking about is 12 got his hands on the ticket that Brian Kohberger got September 8th, and it's the footage that hasn't been released, and obviously what we're talking about now. And so 12 had asked me to come up and show the video I made today because I gave him a shout out. So I just wanted to make sure because I shared it in Discord after we had watched the video.
Well, let me pull up that other one, see if we can see anything different on it.
I have to say, AR, I like the new, hey, Heather's here. I like the new name. I want to leak to you one of my videos for tomorrow. Do you want to hear it, 12?
Sure.
Never listens to me. Okay. Well, wait. If next time after we pull that up, Heather's got a document that I want to talk about. So I'll just give a teaser like that, and then I'll drop it on your channel so you have the info too. But obviously, I know I don't want to interrupt you. You're pulling up a document right now, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I don't want to divert. Wait, hold on. I got pulled over in Idaho for speeding. They took me to jail for speeding, reckless endangerment. And he said took over 3,000 out of my bank account and then issued a warrant over a 50-cent technical error.
Holy shit.
I am so sorry. I wasn't trying to make light of the situation. That's terrible, Toes. Oh my God.
I might need to get an Uber if I ever go to Idaho, or I'm
Ubering.
Going to jail because I'm a heavy foot. Like,
I can make a bad joke.
Okay, this says active attorneys, and it says lead attorney Thompson, William Wolford Jr. There's not, I mean, he doesn't have a son that's an attorney, does he? I mean, is Bill Thompson Sr.?
Okay, wait, hold on. No, I don't. I think what they're saying though is this is the search warrant. I mean, this is the bench warrant for him to appear because he didn't come to court. What's the date on this? Hold on, let me see. Case information. So this case already happened, right? Failure to appear. Yep. Infraction. So this is the bench warrant they issued, and he was the attorney. There has to be an attorney to sign. I'm just saying according to the live chat. I don't know. And then Heather says that is
okay. Bullets and Bling says, I wonder if the reason they aren't releasing the video is because there's something in his car that can tie him to the crime. Good grief. I'm sorry to hear that, Toes.
Wait, hold on. They extradited me 600 miles away to find out they made a mistake. So it's mistaken identity. That's so horrifying. I'm so sorry, Toes.
Okay, this one was filed 8/22/2022. So he got the ticket when? On the 2nd? On the 8th, I mean?
The 8th, yeah.
And see, it said judicial officer. Okay. Clerk, magistrate court. So this is a different court. This is the clerk from the magistrate court. I didn't know Brian was born in 1994. That's interesting.
Okay, so the 8/21.
Okay,
This was. Oh, sorry.
Okay, the offense was 8/21. You're right. And this was filed on 8/22, so it was filed the next day.
Wait, wasn't the offense on 8? It wasn't on September 8th, and then he had the court. I think the court date was another date, and then I don't. But you said the court date was the 20th. Is that right? And then this was issued the next day. So the 21st must have been the court date, and the file date 22nd. So that must have been. What's the other document you? Hold on. Not a mistaken identity. They stole my money. There was 50-cent debit card transaction. They issued a warrant because of the 50 cents.
Are you kidding me? Are you being serious? Wow.
No matter what anyone thinks.
I am not going to Idaho. I have friends that live over there too.
There's like I have to say,
So
like,
this
I
was a
was
failure to appear. Go ahead.
I know there's such a bad lag. I know it. I feel so bad because I keep talking over you. But I don't know. I was responding to Toes, and I was just saying, like, after I heard one thing that Pavarotti said that, like, I didn't know about till he started talking about it, was these drug interdiction stops. And when I first heard it, I'm like, that's wild, like, you know. And then I really started seeing, like, a lot of media about it, a lot of movies, a lot of Netflix, things like that, about how money from these stops does stay locally within the police department. And what they probably find in a stop like that far exceeds anything. And I'm not speaking about you, Toast, in general. I'm just coming in a second. But I mean, it's far a lot more than they get from a ticket. So, you know, you pull over somebody who's doing a crime like that, and then they take their money, and they can use that. So I saw a Netflix special where somebody, like, had sold his truck, for instance, and he had that money on him. And even though he had the bill of sale and everything, they confiscated it. And in order to get it out of, like, the purgatory of court they put the money into, it basically costs about the same amount as the money. So people forego their rights so they don't get charged with things. This is all alleged, but I mean, it is interesting when you talk about the power that they use. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Is this a real thing? I mean, I've just seen it all over the media about this drug interdiction and the money that you get when the whoever pulls them over gets to keep. So, like, what if what if
Just
it's
heard
not
of that
drug
in
money? Say it's drug money. I
smaller
don't know.
rural areas. That's where it happens. You know, in the smaller towns where there's like not that many people in the law enforcement. You know. Yeah, you're fine, Toes. You're good. You're adding to the conversation of what we're talking about. I mean, we're trying to figure all this out.
But back to
Bullets and
everything.
Bling says, for example, like a headlamp on his seat that maybe he used later that one of the witnesses saw. This is just an example.
Hold on.
I don't know. It's just crazy to think that there's no body cam for that time.
That's what I was just about to say, 12. And the reason I'm a little bit distracted right now is I'm sending a document right now. Heather pulled up the full ticket. It's a little bit different than the one that you had. Hold on, I've almost got it. I'm just putting it in.
I moved our boxes stacked on top of each other.
Wait, can you see what's going on? What? Oh yeah, that is different. I don't know how to do that format. Hold on. Resources. Let me put it there. Okay. Let me pull up my Discord, and I've got something to show. I will contribute to this live stream. Discord. What happened? Why did Aquarius leave anyway?
She said that she had somebody show up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I got this. Let me just pull up my server. Resources. Okay, there we go. Open in browser. All right, here we go. 12.
Are you getting some Fitz facts?
What?
Are you getting some Fitz facts?
Yes, I'm
No,
getting good stuff.
Fitz facts.
All right, so let me read from the book of Heather. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so Latah County Sheriff ID form citation. So I'm not going to read things that we already know. I'm coming down. Court information. State of Idaho, above named defendant. You are hereby subpoenaed to appear at the clerk of the. I want to turn my camera. Let me read this. I hereby summon you to appear in the court of the magistrate court of the District of Latah County, September 8th. So he was supposed to appear in court on September 8th at 8:30. So that warrant was issued on the 20th. Oh no, hold on. I hereby certify the service upon the defendant. So this is the warrant. Okay, this is when they're issuing. He was supposed to be there September 8th, and they issued it on the 21st. And so it must have been filed on the 22nd, is what you saw was the court filing. And
Yeah.
I just want to know if they have any details here about the crime.
Do they have an address where he could mail his payment or anything? Usually they have that on there.
Sure does. And that is
Online website.
522 South Adams Road.
Look right there on the right-hand side. Scroll down.
Wait, where? Here?
Scroll down.
Oh, sorry.
Up. I mean, scroll up. My bad.
Oh,
Right
I'm
there.
sorry. Latah County Court. Yes. Mail checks. I don't know why it says that. My check 1 or full penalty cost, defendant's signature, mailed to Latah County Court, P.O. Box 8068, Moscow, Idaho 83843.
I mean, for $10, I probably wouldn't wear my seatbelt either. Good grief, that is nothing.
It doesn't even make sense though. Like, what? Why aren't they releasing the body cam? What was the 10?
That is crazy. I'd be like saving up. Okay, I'll pay this when it's $60. I tell you, here in Texas, it's like 65, I think. 65, 70 probably now. It's a huge deal.
65 or 70? What? It's supposed to be colder.
The ticket, the no seatbelt ticket is like $65 to $70.
Hey, I'm wondering, let me make a few speculations here. So what could it be if you believed that BK might, what could it be in BK's favor if they don't want to release the footage? So I was thinking about that, like trying to think about it from both sides of the coin. And I was thinking, like, what if there was a confrontation? What if somebody felt intimidated? What if language was used? What if it's something unfavorable to the person who gave the citation? But then on the other hand, it could be something unfavorable to BK. It could be his demeanor or something in his car, like somebody said, but it could go either way. I mean, I guess my question here is, can the defense of Brian influence whether that footage would have been released from a FOIA request? Or is it only the prosecution that influences that? I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I asking that right? Like, if he thought
that makes sense. Heather says, let me see. I think they don't want to release it because he disclosed his phone number allegedly at the stop.
Yeah, but why couldn't they just silence that part out?
Yeah, because they've cut out other people's phone numbers. Like when they asked Kaylee her phone number, they didn't turn the camera off. Her date of birth, they didn't turn the camera off. They kept it rolling. It's really weird because like that house, when the cops went to the house, it was August something. I'm not too versed on the dates, but it was in August, I'm sure. And then this happened in September. He got pulled over again in October. So that's like every month something is happening to this dude.
I guess I didn't think of it like that, but let's see, October, September, but not in November and not in December. He did change his license
Well, he
in
didn't
November.
have anything happen to him in August. I mean, that would the other body cam.
So I have to say 12. Is that a little information bias? I'm just kidding. But no, it was just October. It was September, October. When did he get? No, he got pulled over in December. I stand corrected. So it was just, you're right. He was having something happen to him every month.
Except November when the murders took place. Because the police talked about a pattern early on. They said there was a pattern that we've noticed about this vehicle. And I never understood what they meant by that, but I mean, could they have been, I don't know. I don't even want to go down that road. But he did talk about a pattern at the very beginning. Chief Fry did. He said, we noticed it through a pattern of this vehicle going around this house on camera. So I don't know about all that, but I just don't know why the police would ask him for his number in September. For what reason though? How would they, I mean, how did they go back there and figure that out? Like, how did they figure out, oh, we got his phone number back in September?
I don't know what you mean. Like what because they won't release it?
I know, but the ticket says September something at 8:30. It doesn't say August 21st, 2022. The ticket says something else at the bottom. It says September. Can you scroll down to the very bottom, Swamp?
Mm-hmm. So
See, it says September 8th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
it says August, actually. It's 8/21. I must have read it wrong. Right. Hey, wait. What's August? Wait, August of January, July.
August 8th.
Yeah, 8/21.
Location and violations. But what's the September 8th, 2022 then at 8:30 a.m.?
That's when he was supposed to be in court.
Oh, okay.
So
where's the August 21st at?
So that was my bad. So no, August 21st was the day of the citation. It says, I hereby certify service upon the defendant 8/21. So they must have given him the ticket August 21st. And I want to apologize to the audience. I'm sorry. I'm like at the end of my day. My mental energy is gone.
It's fine. We're just kind of freestyling right now. No biggie.
I wish I had
No
like
biggie
a
at all.
So it was issued on the
20th. Heather, you could come up on panel and finally talk. That way we could hear you what you sound like, and you could like walk us through this, help Swamp and I out.
No, she could. She would be great on panel. She talks great. I don't know why she's not. She's wasting her talents. But
I don't either. I've talked to her before. She's
right.
She's
so
like she has any kind of speech issues or anything.
she has no problem talking. So listen, I will give this succinctly out and I'll scroll up. So it's August 21st. It was issued. Then his court date was September 8th at 8:30. What?
So August 24th to September 8th is how many days? Is that 15?
21st, I would say like what?
31st would be 10. About 18 days. I don't know. Something happened between the ticket and him not showing up to court. There was something that went on. He didn't show up for court. He paid the ticket, but he didn't show up.
I'm not. I don't know, but I'm just still perplexed. Like, what could it have been? I don't know if I'm like. too sketched out about the ticket anymore. It is kind of weird that he took it all the way to court. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it is weird they didn't show up, right? Does
Yeah.
But then again, I think about it like this too. If it really is a $10 ticket, if that's what like tickets are in that area, and he thought it was no big deal, and with his job, I can see if somebody like, no, I guess I can't. I guess a PhD student would blow off a traffic ticket, but I could see myself.
But I mean, he could have been arrested on that. According to how they treated toes, I mean, he could have gotten arrested. It would have been a big debacle.
Doesn't that kind of give you chills when we hear about this case and so many people having doubts, and then you say something like that? You know, I don't know what to say. It was a little surreal the way you just said that. Am I right, chat?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, maybe there's nothing. Maybe Heather's right. Maybe they just disclosed his name or something about him personally on cam, and they didn't, redact it. And who knows?
I don't know. I was just reading over in the chat. 12
No,
days.
I didn't block you. I don't block anybody unless, and I let them know that I'm blocking them. I don't think anybody did. If they did, I apologize for that.
Heather saying it was more like 14 because of Labor Day, because you have to subtract those 3 days. That makes sense. I'm gonna think of that. But I kind of got to get off. I am like fading
All right.
fast. But it
Well,
was so
thank
nice.
you. Thank you for hopping up here.
It was so nice
That was an
visiting your
interesting
audience.
conversation. Maybe we'll have to dive into it at another time when we're both a little more fresher,
Yeah, I lost like the rest of my mental willpower for the day. But it was nice. It was nice saying hi to your audience. It's always so lovely visiting your audience. They're always so nice to me. And I just want to say thank you for welcoming me back. And thank you for bringing up that document. I hope you enjoyed my
Yes, it was nice.
segment
Thank you.
on it. All
Thank you
right.
so
Well,
much.
I hope you guys have a great night. Take
All right.
care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let me move myself off from the top there. Do I want the circle? Do I not want the circle? Could I be more confusing? There we go. Baywatcher, I don't know what happened. I mean, if any of y'all blocked him, can you unblock him? I don't know why y'all would have blocked him. He's nothing but respectful. So I'm sorry about that if that happened to you. I know I didn't do it. I would always let people know, hey, I've had enough. And you you would definitely know if it was me, you know what I'm saying? But what do y'all think about that theory? I mean, I know we're talking about Matthew Perry, but and then we went to talking about the ticket. Do you think that there was something really that was on that body cam other than possibly his number would have been leaked out? Because I mean, come on, I could get that, but that's really there had to be kind of like Swamp said. Was there something said inappropriate? Was there a confrontation that was not really supposed to happen? And they just said, "Hey, pay the ticket. Quit being a dick. Whatever." You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Texas, how you doing, sucker? How you doing? Well, there's only so many of y'all. unless somebody did it by accident. I did initiate 2 new mods the other night. Maybe they did it by accident. Leslie, Billy, and Nina. So maybe they might have did it by accident. But I'll ask them when I see them in chat again. So So I don't know. So like I was telling the chat a little while ago, I don't even know how long I've been on because this thing shows 4 hours and 48 minutes, and I know damn well I haven't been on that long. But I hope that you guys were enjoying the Matthew Perry. Like I said, I was updating and adding stuff to this computer. Maybe that's why it was so slow. I didn't restart it before I started StreamYard. And maybe that's why it's lagging a little bit. So I don't know. I will get back to that book because it's really good, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy when I read it to you guys. I don't know if y'all have anything going on this. God, it's already midnight. Jesus, maybe I have been on for a little while. Um, but I'm gonna cut it short because I am getting kind of tired. But like I always say, can you dig it? Can you dig it, sucker? If you can't, get a bigger shovel. Maestro, cue that music. Let me see if I can find my outro here. Here we go. You know, you're so right. False alarm. My bad. I was looking at this. Hold on. I'm not going anywhere yet. Hold on. Hold on. Stop the music. Stop the music. You know, I was looking at this computer. It says 12:07 a.m. down at the bottom. Then I looked at my phone and it says 9:07. I'm like, what the fuck? Toes, you're right. You're right. Are you in the central time? Are you in the central time like me? Yeah, yeah. Hold the music. Hold the music. Hold the music. We got something. We got something going on. Hold the music. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the thing. I was like, it's midnight, y'all. No wonder I'm so damn tired. But then it's only 9 o'clock. It's like, whoa, whoa. How crazy. I'm glad you caught me about that. Glad you caught me on that. Let me get out of this email and let me see if there's something else that I have for you guys that I can talk about because I've been doing um, a lot behind the scenes. And what do y'all think about that Delphi case that's going on? I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I kind of heard that that they found a hair in one of the girls' hands and it wasn't associated with Richard Allen. And I'm like, wow, that is wild. That's wild. That case just drives me crazy. That's why I haven't really jumped in on that case because it's too wild for me to even think about. Too wild. I don't even want to. Idaho takes enough out of me. I can't imagine going on that case and trying to decipher it. I am gonna do one on the killing fields. I know that I've kind of done one in my library, but you know, I was looking into that, and it's too late at night to get started on that for myself. It's like there's a lot. Toe says, I was like, damn, he lives in Uzbekistan. Yeah, pretty much. I think his goose is cooked. Doesn't seem to be any evidence. Yeah, I mean, it just seems weird on that case. It's like you hear something, but then later on they're like, no, no, let's hold up. That's not true. That's not true. This is what's really happening. It's like, how are you also incompetent? How are the people that's supposed to help us out here, you know, doing this stuff behind the scenes? Here, I got a video for y'all. It looks like Heather just put this one out. Let's see what it's about. I don't like this screen, man. It's so freaking little. 15 inches. Just don't do it anymore, I guess. I need a bigger screen or bigger shovel, one or the other, right? I need a bigger shovel. I know he deteriorated a lot. He deteriorated a lot. But I mean, he also quit eating too, so I guess that does it to you really quickly as well. Let me see if I can figure this shit out. Okay, I don't want that one. I'll do that one, I guess. No, I'm going to do this one. This is the one I always do. This is from Heather Fitzgerald. Yeah, I wanted to get out of that really quickly. I heard myself saying, I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
Of video footage, especially in the critical camera areas. And we looked at the 24 hours prior to and 24 hours after of those. And now we're extending that out even further to other cameras and other time frames.
We go through the latest developments in the University of Idaho murder investigation. From updates on the search for a car to a new stalker report, we get into it all. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Long Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We have had an interesting past few days in the University of Idaho quadruple murder case. The killings of 21-year-old Kaylee Gonsalves, 21-year-old Madison Mogan, 20-year-old Zana Kernodle, and 20-year-old Ethan Chapin. While there's still no arrests, no suspects, no recovered weapon, and we do want to do a bit of a recap of some of the in hearing. And we're going to start by talking about the white Hyundai Elantra. Now, as you'll recall, police asked for the public's help in identifying this car because they believe that it was near the crime scene at the time of the murders. Well, here is Moscow Police Captain Roger Lanier explaining some of the latest on the car and why it is so important.
Well, through our tips, through our leads, some of the evidence that came in, we start to identify patterns. And like we said earlier, we are confident that the occupant or occupants of that vehicle have information that's critical to this investigation. We also understand that even though there's sometimes a fascination with a particular case, some people simply don't see the news and may not know that we're looking for it. So if we get the word out there, hey, maybe your neighbor has one in the garage that they don't drive very often. Maybe there's one that's just not on the registration database. Let us know. So far, we have a list of approximately 22,000 registered white Hyundai Elantras that fit into our criteria that we're sorting through. That's an awful lot of information, but it may not be all of them. So the public can help us with that.
And to give you an idea about why it is imperative for the public to be aware of all this and why it is imperative for the public's help is because of what just happened. A gas station assistant manager decided to just go through the surveillance footage from the gas station when she had some downtime. She did this after hearing the police's call for help in identifying the white car. And when she went through the footage, she noticed a white car driving rather quick, headed down a side street off a highway at 3:45 a.m. at the time or at the night of the murder.
Okay, we're going to do a poll really quickly. I want you guys to be honest here. Do you believe that this is the white Elantra that was going around Queen Road Apartments at the time of the murder? All you have to do is put yes or no. You don't have to explain yourself. Come on, you don't have to explain yourself. Okay. I mean, it's really hard. I'm not going to get into all this, but I just want to know what y'all think. I don't believe this is the car. I believe this could be another car. But I don't believe that this is the car. I could be wrong. Believe it or not, I've been wrong before. Just wanted to see what y'all thought. Only like what? How many of y'all answered? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4 of y'all answered. There's 11 people supposedly in here. Where the rest of y'all? Y'all can come in the chat. It's okay. We love you. We love everybody. We'll treat you nice. This is a safe place. Everybody gets along in here. We agree to disagree. Come on in. This is where the cool kids hang out. Okay.
Murders, I should say. 3:45 a.m. at the night of the murders. Now, police ended up collecting 8 hours worth of tape from the gas station as a result of this. We're not really sure if the car is the one they're looking for. But again, it just gives you a sense of how important it is for the public to help the police at this critical time. There was also an update on whether or not Kaylee had a stalker. Originally, her family said that they weren't aware of a stalker. Police haven't corroborated any evidence to suggest that there's a stalker. They actually looked into a prior incident where 2 guys were in a local business with Kaylee back in October. Even looked like he was going to approach her, but didn't. Police checked out the 2 guys. They determined that they were just trying to meet girls and ruled them out as being suspects or involved in the murders in any way. But here's what's interesting. NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who has been following this case and has actually come here on Sidebar, he spoke with a vape shop owner who knew Kaylee and Madison and said there were discussions about a stalker just 3 weeks before the murders.
Hey, coming together and stuff like that, it's nice to see you guys trying to stay safe. One of them more or less openly says, oh yeah, we've had a friend of ours be stalked before. So this is kind of why we all travel in a group like this. And just was it Kaylee who said that? Do you remember? No, it was Maddie who actually said that. So Maddie said it, and it was kind of like more mentioning, like motioning to Kaylee too, like who was right next to her. So you could tell that like they obviously all were trying to keep Kaylee safe, and to be there for her as good friends.
Now we don't have any.
Okay, how many of y'all? Here we go again. Yes or no? How many of y'all believe that vape shop employee was telling the truth? Yes or no? Yes or no? You believe he was telling the truth? Okay. There's only 2 of y'all answering. Where's the rest of y'all? Was the vape shop guy telling the truth on camera? Okay. See, this is how things should be done. At least you get a diplomatic way of people giving their yes or no answers. You know what I'm saying? Small town gossip. Definitely do not compare that interview to the red hair guy interview. Okay. Yes, I think Vape Dude was telling the truth. All right. See, I can dig it. I can dig it, guys. I can dig it. I'm doing a reaction video without ever doing a reaction video. Like I said, I don't play a lot of videos of other people on my channel, but felt like doing it tonight. Let's go ahead and go.
Information about this. We don't know what they were referring to. We don't know who this was about, if it was about the incident that I mentioned in October or something else. But the reason that this is relevant is because we are trying to understand what would have led someone to commit these crimes. And according to Steve Gonsalves, Kaylee's father, after speaking with the coroner, he said that the wounds to Kaylee were worse. So there's been this back and forth about what was the target. Was she the target? Were they all the targets? Was it a case of the house being targeted? That's why it's important to understand this backstory. By the way, focusing on the Gonsalveses for a moment, we know that Mr. Gonsalves has clearly expressed his frustration with law enforcement, particularly the flow of information, the communication. He's been very vocal on the media about that. But Kaylee's mom sat down with the Today Show, and she too said that she is frustrated.
Gonsalves says she and her family support the police and the work investigators are doing, but they're critical of authorities for what they called poor communication with victims' families.
You found out about the white car from a press release.
Yes. Yes.
Did they send you the press release?
No.
And Christy Gonsalves does worry that the case could go cold. She said, quote, "I can't help but not." She said, "I mean, in all honesty, this is a possibility. There's a lot of unsolved murders." And that brings me to Shannon Gray. Shannon Gray is the attorney for the Gonsalves family. And as he explained to my co-host here on Sidebar, Anjanette Levy, he had a very important meeting with the family as well as the authorities to explain their concerns with this investigation.
Well, we had a meeting with the investigators on Monday. The investigators, the prosecutor, Chief Fry was there, as a few other people in the room. And, our theme going into that was accountability and communication. Accountability, meaning that a lot of the information that had gotten out had been inconsistent and confusing, not only to the families, but also to, I think, the public. You had the coroner making statements. You had the Bill Thompson, the prosecutor, making statements about targeting, and then that was walked back by Chief Fry in another statement. You had Art Bedke, within a day or two, making statements about crime of passion, and so a lot of inconsistencies in that. Consistency promotes trust, and so part of our theme going in was that there needs to be some accountability within the investigation about having really one voice.
And he really didn't hold back when it came to talking about the coroner in this case, Kathy Mabbitt. Because according to Steve Gonsalves, as I mentioned, Mabbitt revealed to him gruesome details of the killing. She herself has spoken to the media, talking about the toxicology reports, the extreme nature of the case, the possible murder weapon. Well, Mr. Gray was very critical of her comments and whether or not she had a conflict of interest.
Well, I mean, I have issues with the coroner. Number one, expressing all of her opinions over at, I think, at inappropriate times. Number one. Number two, making a personal phone call and describing graphic details of what she discovered and what she to the family. I don't think was beneficial in any way. I don't think she did it out of a place of spite. I think she did it because she was, trying to give them more details. But once you hear certain details, it's not helpful to the family and certain things. So, and I could go on and on about the coroner. The idea that she's a criminal defense attorney at the same time that she's a coroner, I think could present a conflict down the road. And the fact that she's continuing to defend people during this investigation. And she's done it before. I mean, the fact is that she was involved in she was a coroner on a murder investigation in Moscow years ago. And she also was the defense counsel on the case.
How the hell?
Which is
he's talking about the James Curtis Leonard case. You can definitely check that out. But it's an important discussion that he's having about her and her role here. We want to go now to one more big update that we have to talk about, and that is the neighbor of the slain students. I'm talking about Enon Harsh. He sat down with Lauren Matthias, who is the host of the Hidden True Crime podcast and YouTube channel. And the reason that he is important is because he allegedly heard something strange on the night of the murders because he was home.
Jeff Dizzy.
After me, so I heard like, you know, a car shut, a door shut, and then like, you know, apartment door shut, and like also like a scream. But like, you know, that's like normal. Like I always hear like screaming almost every Saturday night. So like I didn't really like think of it.
Now here's what's interesting about Mr. Harsh. And then that is that people online think that he's suspicious. In fact, they have gone so far to suggest that he might be the killer. Here was his response to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of, it's almost hilarious to me that people think I did it, and they're like telling me like, yo, you know, you did it. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like the equivalent to like flat earth theory to me.
Well, I had the opportunity to sit down not only with Lauren Matthias about that, side detective Phil Waters, who's an expert at obtaining criminal confessions. Here was his thoughts on Enon.
He does a lot of looking around, and I'm not talking about eye stuff. I'm talking about just his mannerisms. He does a lot of this, and there are a lot of subtle shoulder shrugs. He'll be getting into a discussion, and you'll see that shoulder start to pump. Those things together would indicate to me, if I was sitting in the room with him and had a better view of him, that there is a possibility of some deception in what he is saying. In my mind, if I'm one of the detectives, he's a suspect.
A lot to digest here. And we are going to continue to follow this case as it ultimately progresses. And as we do, I want to just remind everybody that if you have information, there are places to relay that. Authorities are encouraging anyone with relevant information to call the tip line at 208-883-7180. You can also email tipline@ci.moscow.id.us, and digital media can be submitted at fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho.
All right, let's give Heather a hand. Great job, Heather. Chef Dizzle. Oh, Chef Dizzy. Like, it aggravates the hell out of me when people used to talk that way. It really did. They couldn't enunciate a whole sentence without using that word like 20 times. Show us your hair. I need a haircut, bro. I need a haircut. The G fam learned in the white car the same way the rest of us did. Yep, it looks that way. Chef Dizzy. 12 gauge, you see how he teases us like that? Yeah. He was I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of had him on my radar at the very beginning because of the whole knife, or not knife. Like he did that video where he was like cutting up stuff and he was juggling the flames and all that stuff. I thought, man, this dude's pretty coordinated with the knife. And, I had him on my radar. I thought he was weird, creepy, but but not as weird as the other guy. Not as weird as the other guy. But, weird does not make you a killer. It only makes you not able to get some most of the time. Man, this new computer is pretty cool. I'm going to end up liking it, I'm sure, like everything else. I'm one of those people, and I don't know if you are this type of person. I'm kind of freestyling tonight, so I apologize if I bored y'all to death with my constant yapping, but I'm sure you've gotten used to it by now. But I'm one of those people that when I get something new, I'm so excited to get it. And then the anticipation, if it doesn't match up to my excitement that I had to get it, it kind of disappoints me. And I kind of put it away for a little bit, I guess, until the excitement kind of dies down about getting it. And then I kind of ease into it and I'm cool with it after that. I do that with most of the stuff in my life. I don't know. I don't know if you are like that at all. Let me know if you are in the chat because I know it sounds kind of weird. You know, you delete 98% of your comments in chat. Don't delete them in here. It's cool. You can say as you wish. Just don't insult me or the chat members, and we're cool. I don't do that with people. I do that with like. If I buy myself a new pair of shoes, or I'm so excited to get it in the store, or if I order something on Amazon or eBay or whatever, and then it finally arrives. Like this computer, I couldn't wait for it to arrive. It arrived today, and then I saw the box. The box was huge, and I thought, hell yeah, it is going to be a big screen. And then I opened it up, and it wasn't as advertised. The one that I have is a lot bigger than the one that I ordered. So it kind of let me down a little bit, but you know, I'm good with it. I'm not picky. I'm just letting y'all know a little bit about the way I react to certain things. Notice some of the pro burgers are fighting among themselves. It's pretty entertaining. That is crazy, isn't it, Texas? That is crazy. I don't know. The bigger one is better. That's what they say. I don't know. Is bigger always better? Y'all answer that question. Bigger car, bigger house, bigger computer screen, bigger shoes. Who knows? Two of them talking about duking it out. I'd watch. Did you want a smaller one? No, I thought it was going to be a bigger one. 6 inches into 15 again. Duking it out. Yeah, I think it's. I think it's. A lot of it is. It's not needed. I mean, I understand. Like as a creator, if you guys were saying, "Hey, 12 gauge, I want you to watch this video. I want you to watch this person's rendition of this video," and I watch it, and I was like, "Oh, that's the shittiest video I've ever seen. What did you like about it?" And I even say that, if I say that, and then the person gets offended who made the video, I could see how it'd go both ways. But in reality, most of the stuff I make, I'm so critical. I criticize myself worse than anything you could criticize me on for reals. You know, like some of the videos, some of the uploads, like the one that I did today, that upload earlier. After I uploaded it, I was like, man, I want to delete this thing quick. It sucks. I can't believe that I'm going to put this out, but I still put it out. So, sometimes you just don't with the side eyes. Side eyes. Uh-oh. Toes did it. Toes said it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are pretty busy. Busy with, with certain things that they believe. I guess they believe if they're loudest person in the room, then people are going to change their opinion of them. I have an issue trusting people who wear sunglasses on camera. I don't know why. I know I've done it. I've done it to be silly or foolish. And I don't know how they can actually see anything. Like, I can't see the. Maybe that's the deal. Can't see the chat. Can't see anything. I know. Don't say it 3 times. There you go. Trying to take each other out before trial. I'll be dang. It does seem like a drug, like a gang war sometimes. People do drive-bys on each other. They're stealing contents from each other. I mean, it's like, no, I had that. I made that up. That was my thoughts. Well, people forget that some of the newer creators that are barely I'm hearing about, even though they have a lot of subs, they forget that there was a lot of people in the very beginning that used to talk about this 3, 4 videos a day on this for hours and hours and hours, and it just now that's a funny story, Jeff. See, I looked at the clock on the new computer and it said 12 o'clock. And I thought it was midnight already, and then I looked on my phone and it was only 9. So I just kept going. It was a false alarm. I said, hold on, stop the music, stop the music. Yeah, I like that song. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can see, right? You see it, right? You see it? You see it, right? You see it. Y'all see it? You see it. Toast thought I was broadcasting from another country. Hey, I was watching a video with your name on it earlier, and the person was saying something to the effect of, what are you hiding, Jeff? What are you trying to not let us see? And I was wondering, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? What Jeff hiding? And they kept going on, and they were talking about you being in a band or something, and you really weren't in a band. You just sit. You could have been the one on the back porch with Kaylee watching over the place. Yeah, who you work for, Jeff? I'm hiding my bald spot. There you go. Special Agent Jeff H. I mean, I was like, what's she talking about? Whatever you did, Jeff, you really made her angry because she went off on you for like an hour and something. I mean, the bubbles was flowing in that video, bro. The bubbles was flowing. And they were popping off everywhere. There was fireworks going off everywhere. Your comment was the only one that really pissed her off, though. So I don't know what you did. But some people just have that ability um, to upset people's chi. Y'all ever seen that meme where that dog is like, has his leg crossed and his eyes closed and he's like sitting here like this? It's a cool meme. I don't want to pull it up, but it's a cool meme. Um, I'm fed up with the bubbles. Yeah, the bubblies. Yeah, I don't blame you. Um, I don't think we can all get along on this platform, and I'm going to tell you why. Because what people are basically doing right now at this point is they're going back in time to Reddit posts, 4chan posts, other creators like Chaos Sector, True Crime Design, Neeks Peaks. Hell, I even use what is it called? T TRP. I used some of their stuff in my upload today because I thought it was good. But you can Grizzly True Crime, you can go Crime Circus, you can go to all those channels. Yeah, that's what my coach used to say. Don't worry about me yelling at you and calling your name. It's when I stop that you should worry. And you go on those channels, you can find some interesting screenshots. You can find some interesting interviews. You can find all kinds of stuff that you can no longer find on the internet. I think I watched some of those. Crime Circus, though, he has made his where he doesn't have as many of his Idaho Force stuff up like he used to. I don't know why he doesn't, but I played an alumni game like in 2010. I just looked at my Facebook and my friend posted the picture. I'll show y'all. Y'all see it? There I was in 2010, getting ready to play the alumni game. 12 gauge. Another thing that I really don't appreciate, I guess, is when people say, I mean, like you say something, they're like, well, I know what you're about to say. Why do you have to say, I mean? Damn, grown man dressing like a clown. Oh, I thought about ending it, PKC, but I was mistaken with the time, so I stayed on. Yeah, I like Grizzly too. She's actually one of the ones I used to watch very early on. And she was very insightful on her stuff, and she's very unbiased. You can tell that when she's investigating, um she's unbiased. She's very thorough. I really enjoy watching her stuff. I like her accent. I like the way she talks. There's no try, only do, Yoda. There's a new one out, and she drives me crazy listening to her. I'm sure she's smart as a whip, and she has great facts and probably a great channel too. But she talks like somebody that I know, and it just drives me crazy listening to her, because she has such a thick accent. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, I can't listen very long. I mean, I don't know if she's new or not, but she's gained a lot of followers in a short period of time that I've seen her. And I'm sure she's very thorough and very smart. I just can't really listen very long. There's quite a few new ones. But some of them I can't get behind their theories Just like probably some people can't get behind my bullshit, and that's fine. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinion, you know. I don't claim to be the know-it-all of YouTube. I really don't. 12. Did the Y arrest the guy whose girlfriend was found hanging under the pier in Houston? Did the Y arrest the guy whose girlfriend was found hanging under the pier in Houston? I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look into that, Texas. I haven't really even heard. I haven't even heard that, you know? I think Viviana and 12 gauge might be all I need. But it's good bullshit. Oh, thank you. Bullshit. 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 Let me see if I can find that little kid. We need a laughter. We need some laughter. Even if he was saying that to you, like to your face, that little kid, he's so cute. Like, how could you be mad at him? You know what's crazy though is some of these little kids that are cute like that, they grow up to be very weird looking people. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm not the most attractive person myself, but I'm just saying they grow up to be looking kind of strange. Like that girl that kind of give that white little girl that buck tooth a little bit, and she kind of giving that weird look to you. I saw a picture of her the other day, and I was like, "Ooh!" Like those people that become memes very early on. It's funny to see them all grown up. I'm just talking out my ass right now. I hope I don't say anything to offend anybody. I'm really just just talking out my ass. I'm looking for that video. Jeff sent it to me. Can you imagine your life being like you being on a meme and you're gonna live in infamy? You know what I mean? You're like forever and ever and ever and ever. You're gonna live in infamy. That your picture, your face is on a meme, and you'll live there forever. That is a cool thought. Because I can think of a lot of them that early on were kind of funny. How come I can't find it? Of course, I can't find it. Okay, hold on a second. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm not playing this to make fun of Tommy. So, Tommy, if you see this or anybody sees this, I'm not trying to incite anything. I want to see that little kid, and I don't feel like looking through 500 freaking emails to find it. Yeah, we don't even have to see Tommy. I can just fast forward it. I wonder if this kid went viral. This little kid went viral. I found it. Let me play something for a little laughter here. No, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I don't want to get anything started. Here we go. Can y'all see him?
A bullshit?
Allegedly.
A bullshit.
I'm supposed to say to be politically correct.
A bullshit.
Okay. Like I said, that's not throwing shade at Tommy, so don't come at me. You know, I wanted to see that little kid because he always makes me laugh with that. He's so cute. I mean, you're right. He's cute. He's just adorable. I'm not a guilter either, but I'm not sending Bri any love letters. Well, what I got to say about that is, you know, there's plenty of people that are sending them love letters and they're sending them money and they're sending. Because I heard a figure, and I don't even remember where I heard this. It might have been a creator that said it, that he was getting like $1,000 a month or something on his commissary. And I thought to myself, man, that is a hell of a lot of money for a vegan to be having on his commissary. What's he using all that money for? What do y'all think? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 1,000 a month. You're sitting in jail and women are just sending you money. Yeah, that's a lot of ramen noodles. Tuna packs. Black coffee. Like the black bag coffee. I know I'd be big as a whale. I'd be eating every honey bun in the place. I'd be buying them out. I'd be buying them out of those honey buns, bro. Ramen noodles, not so much, but honey buns, boy. Boy. I'd be eating every honey bun in the place. You can't have tuna, you're right. So what's he eating? Pickles? The pickle juice? Pickles? Can he eat chips? PB&J, peanut butter and jelly? Okay. Can he eat? I would starve to death. Man. Can he eat like the chicharrones, the pork skins, the tortilla chips? I did, but it wasn't in prison. It wasn't at the prison. It was at the outpatient. They made a spread. Hell, I've even eaten a cheesecake. A cheesecake. Yeah, a cheesecake made from the crumbs of cookies. Cookies all crumbled up. The white stuff mashed. Or no, not the cheesecake. Not that. I don't know how they made the cheesecake, but they didn't use the regular ingredient. They used prison stuff. That cheesecake was so delicious. I've also had they've made burritos. They made all kinds of stuff. Like they made a spread one time. I wanted to see what it tasted like. I've had a honey bun cake before. You know, it's insane. It's insane. You know, I've even heard of a cookbook that inmates have written. It has recipes for, you know, how to make spreads and, stuff out of, the stuff you get in there. You can use Kool-Aid and M&Ms and all kinds of stuff as, sometimes the women use that I've heard that they've used that for like lipstick and blush and, all kinds of stuff. Tuna spread is the bomb. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy the tuna fish out here, though. I bet the tuna fish out here is way better than in there. I bet all the food out here is better than in there. You know, but I mean they get by with what they have. It's amazing how they make certain things out of. I've seen ropes made out of toilet paper. Um, I've seen picture frames out of like matchsticks or toothpicks, all kinds of little knickknacks and necklaces and you name it. It's like you get creative while you're locked up, I guess, and you can make just about anything. Shit on a shingle. They call the chicken patties brake pads, you know, brake pads. If I had it had ramen noodles, Fritos, and a bunch of other stuff. It was very good. Sometimes it's better not to know what the ingredients are. You just take a big old bite and you're like, damn, this is delicious. I've seen someone light a cigarette from pencil lead in a gum wrapper. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's like, how did you learn this? How did you learn this? How did you get to that point in a light socket? Yeah, a stinger. I've seen, they used to burn out the electric, where you plug in stuff. They'd burn those out all the time because they'd be tattooing, they'd be using stingers, you know, hot pots, the hot pot water. It's crazy, I guess you get desperate enough, you're going to do what's needed in order to get by. You know what I mean? You're gonna get by with what you got, you know? Oh man. I think I would just not even play the game. I would just not even be on the team. I'd be over there in the corner all by myself. Tissue, wrapping paper, and toothpaste for rolling papers. Ew. Yeah, I was, just it's crazy. It's crazy. But I've seen some prison tattoos that are better than tattoos that are out here in the world. I mean, there's some people that are very talented in there. There's some talented artists. There's some talented people that if they use their skills out here for good, man, the sky's the limit. I like that song. You know what I'm saying? If they use their talent out here that they have in there, the sky's the limit. Have you seen his prison log? He rarely showers, probably to keep himself gross and unappealing. I mean, Steven Stearns. I bet he like lived like that out here because he didn't look too clean out here. You know, he didn't look too clean out here. So I bet he didn't shower out here as much either. I don't know. Some people enjoy that life. I can't do it. I mean, I probably won't shower till Monday, but you know, that's the weekend. I'm not around a lot of people, so. And if you believe that, you know, I got some oceanfront property I'd like to sell you. That's good. If I was over him, he'd be smelling the bleach. You'd have him taking a bleach bath. Yeah, I mean, BO after a while is just disgusting. That's what I would do if I was him too. I'd be wiping boo boo on me. Oh, that just made my night. That just made my night. Oh my God. Be like, trying to act as crazy as possible, huh? Haven't heard it called that in years. Yeah, boo boo. How's he making finger paintings on the wall? Be like making an art project on the walls. I hope we're not running people off. It shows that people are still in here. They're just not chatting. We're like freaking them out, talking about boo boo. They're like, what kind of show did we stumble upon? 12 gauge. I thought this was true crime. And he even said that he's talking about Matthew Perry. But they're talking about boo boo. How does that have anything to do with that? You're fine. You're fine, bro. I mean, I enjoy the diversity of the chat. You know, it like I said, I'm freestyling up here, so you know, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not really talking true crime right now, but you know, I'm enjoying the diversity. Had a smear one time, didn't feed him for a week, so he didn't have anything to smear anymore. Damn. 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 Wow. You know, I've heard people. I mean, honestly, I've heard people share stories of people being in solitary, and they be throwing that at the guards, and they be spewing on the guards and all kinds of stuff. You know, it just I don't get it. You know that Madeline Soto case is so sad. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to that case, but I did a little bit on that case when it first was breaking, and I even did the affidavit in one of my lives, and it goes into a lot of detail on what he was doing, and there's been a lot more released since. So, how could the mom have not known all that was going on? How could she have not known? Do y'all know anything about the Madeline Soto case? Stephen Stearns? How could the mom have not known? Like, she would even have her daughter sleeping. Like, I think at one point her daughter was sleeping in another room and he was going and sleeping in that room with her. How the heck did she not know? Yeah, I agree with you, Heather. I bet she did know. And how is she not as culpable as he? You know? No, you're good, but you might go research it because it is a very disturbing case. She literally made a comment to Ellie about how she told them they can't turn into a case of the daughter falling in love and running off with the boyfriend. Wow. Yeah, like the Woody Allen thing or something. She was what, 13? Wow. And he'd been abusing her since she was what, like 8, 10, something like that? My question is, why did he kill her? Have that came out? Has the motive came out at all? Has there been a motive? Has he has it been stated why he killed her? I thought also I heard that he had impregnated her at one point. Yeah, I see. I've paid attention a little bit, but not really to the point where I'm well versed in it. You know what I mean? Not enough to do like a whole hour live on it or anything. That she was pregnant, that he impregnated her. But that's still no reason to kill her. I mean, that's terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible. But it's sad. It's like every day we're exposed to something new. How about that Simpson case where that lady and her husband were fighting supposedly in the front yard? There was some screaming in the woods, and she's never been seen or heard from since. The husband's been arrested. He won't talk. He won't say anything else. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. I looked up the law in Florida. I'm pretty sure from what I read, the fetus would have to be viable if born in order to charge a person with the in utero death. I know that one. Mega sus, like Suzanne and Barry raping a child. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Suzanne Simpson and Barry Simpson, or something like that. They were having marital problems. This is a new one, fairly new. It's probably a month, maybe 2 months old. They were having marital problems. They went out to dinner. They came home. They got into a verbal argument in the front yard. They were yelling at each other. The neighbor said she heard a scream coming from the woods. He drove off and came back later that night and reported her missing. The mother talked to her probably hours before that and stated that, they were planning for her to come and live with the mother because they were having problems. She was having problems with the husband, but she never heard from her again. Sarah Boone, guilty of murder, second degree. Wow. We're talking about all these cases, boy. Y'all are on it. I like that though. I like that. Because there's a lot of different cases going on. There's not just one. The Idaho case is fascinating because, but I think it's losing its steam. I think it won't pick up again until they start having some more of these hearings. It's like It goes up when we have a hearing, and then people talk about it. Then it kind of dies down. Then we have another hearing, boom, and then it's up and down, up and down. And then in the meantime, people are fighting. She should have taken the plea. What was the plea deal? $22 years to life for second degree. Vallow is going off her rocker again. I just heard a while ago that she wants to go pro SC. She got 15 years for second degree. Was it aggravated? Or that was going to be the plea deal? They offered her 15 and she didn't take it? What a moron. What a moron. I know here in Texas, if it's not aggravated, 15, she'd be out probably in about 6.5, 7 maybe. Boone is a loon. What'd she do? She already served 4, so she would have 5 to 6 left. Yeah, you're right. That guy must have been really small and limber to fit in that thing. Was it one of those old timey suitcases? Them real tough ones? Like what the clowns in the circus, usually they opened them up and all these clowns came out of the suitcase. You remember that? Was it one of those suitcases? Her and Daryl Brooks. George was 103 pounds. Good Lord. How do men stay that small? That's what I want to know. A regular suitcase. There's no way you could get my big ass in a regular suitcase. No way. Sarah Boone just named any chance she might have had getting a job with TSA. They're never going to let her around suitcases again. There's no way that I could be fitting in a damn suitcase unless you chop me up. Alcoholic, I heard. That tiny. Yeah, they both had issues with alcohol. It sounded like he was on his way out anyway. It's like if he was that small, probably all pickled and shriveled up. You could get my ass in a suitcase, but that's about it. What are you hiding, Jeff? Oh my God. I mean, I could fit into a suitcase, but would I ever climb into one? Absolutely not. How did she get him in there? He went in willingly. Why would he do it? Was he drunk? Hey, babe, get in the suitcase. I want to see if you fit. Oh my God. I gotta go see that one. It's not funny, but just the visual I get, like, hey, baby, you want to play a game? I got this brand new suitcase from Goodwill today. It's kind of sturdy. Want to see if it'll hold all my clothes, when I go on my trip next time. Come on, just get in. I'll let you out. I will let you out. Psych. Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Grown ass adult playing hide and seek. No way. If it's a crime to leave a child in a hot car till they die, it's certainly got to be a crime to leave somebody in a suitcase till they die. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Hide and seek. They also colored that. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You are killing me. Not trying to be dirty, but hide and seek has a different meaning to me. There's no damn way you're going to say, hey, baby, you want to play hide and seek? Sure, go get the suitcase. Go get the suitcase. You first. Oh my God. Back to that sixes and turn into 15 again. There's no heavy breathing tonight, though, so we good. Now I got that song in my head. Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Oh my God. Hope she didn't copyright me. He sang my song on his live. And she had that dreaded Jeff H in the chat. I don't know what he's hiding. He's kind of snarky, though. He's definitely a hiding, snarky federal agent cop. Yeah, Sandlot. That's the one. He is a Fed. Yep. That Jeff H ain't everyone's cup of tea, mate. If y'all are watching this, any of y'all that are creators and I've used any of your stuff tonight, or I'm not making fun of you. I'm actually, I guess giving your channel a shout out on the cool. So please don't be offended. But if you are, hey, that's on you. That is a catchy hide and seek song. For some reason, I turn off the video right after the song. Do you ever watch Creator just because of their intro song? I know another creator that I watch just for the intro song. Once the intro song is over, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'll listen to you for a little bit, then I'm off. But that is a catchy song. I give her that. That is a catchy song. Yeah, Kane. His too. His is catchy. Bip bop. Yeah, nonsense. Yeah, hers is catchy. It's like, okay, you got me. Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about um Bubbles and Nonsense. Nonsense has a good intro song. There's a lot of them that have some good intro music. And they're catchy. And you're like, man, I want it. Swamp had one there for a while. She changed hers up, but she had that one for a long time that was going on that she had that was catchy. Like you would hear it and you'd be like, man, that's pretty cool. Always pull my guitar out and play along with Dago's opening music. Yeah, his kind of sounded like Disturbed when he played that intro music. Not so much now. He has that morning show, but when he had his other show, with the TVs were falling and landing on each other and they were, putting the Dago symbol out there. That sounded like some Disturbed kind of guitar sounds. That was pretty awesome. It was heavy and yeah, it was awesome. He's got me permanently blocked. How did you get blocked off Dago, bro? I could see how Jeff got blocked at one point, but how'd you get blocked? Are y'all all just on my channel because you're blocked everywhere else? Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out. He booted Truth too. What? Truth exposed? Now I get it. Here I thought I had some chat people that wanted to hear what I had to say. The truth is, it's the only channel you can get into. It's like the only bar in town that doesn't card you. Like, we take everybody. Come on in. Gray, you booted me. I gotta ask you, Heather, how did you become GAC's fangirl? I see that everywhere. How did you become that? Can you answer that question for the chat? We all want to know. How did you become? He's no longer around, but get a clue, fangirl. I see that a lot of places, and that just cracks me up. Because he said I called the cops on Twizzle. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hold on, I gotta plug in my phone. Hold on a second. I almost stood up and got banned on YouTube. Almost pulled a JB Gunner right there. Because Twiz told him in a comment once that we laugh at him. And he came back and said that shit. Wow, it all went fast. It all went downhill fast. That's when Rolo called me a hoe. Damn. Heather, you get along with everybody. Usually. Yeah, this is that bar in town where, hey, let's go to 12 gauges. He don't charge much, and he don't ID at the door, and even if you don't have an ID, he still let you in. He don't kick you out if you get a little rowdy, but if you get too rowdy, he will throw you in the beer garden out back. But the drinks are good, the music is good, karaoke night's good. Let's go to 12 gauges. Everybody else in town will let us in. Twiz commented on Gak video that was talking about Andrea Burkhart sitting on Twiz's lap. Damn. I told Gak that we laugh at him. Which is true. We do laugh at the shit he says. I mean, some of the stuff that's said, and, as a creator, sometimes we do say stuff to get a laugh. I'm saying a bunch of shit tonight that I normally don't say when I'm trying to get a serious point across. I hope I'm not offending anybody that's still here, I'm just not in a very true crime mood tonight, so just enjoying the chat and talking with you guys, because I really never do this. I think I was mentioned by Gak in nearly 10 videos of his. I don't know. I don't like that word, Gilter Proberger. He is my biggest fan. P.S. This is Stan. I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. You gotta have fun every now and then. Damn. Sourpusses. Yeah, exactly. Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my number and everything else, and you still just ignored me. He called us Meth heads too. It makes me laugh every time I hear it. Meth heads. Not meth. Meth. Kind of like cough. He's coughing everywhere. Well, this bar is open right now. I guess people went to the club, check out some other clubs in town. Whoever's streaming right now. Let me see who's streaming right now. Let's see. Because I've had some people leave, so they went somewhere else to go get some drinks. This is like the pre-flight place. Let's go to 12 gauges. We'll get a good buzz on, and then we'll meander some other place. Oh, let me share this screen with you. You can see what I see. Maybe this would help me lose a few pounds. Let's see who's on. Why don't y'all speculate with me here? Where do you think everybody's at right now? There's this one. There was this one. There was this one. This was 9 hours ago. So there was that one. Let me see who's live. Just Lana. Pinky the housewife. I wonder what she's about. This lady's always on. Allegedly with Brittany J. I see her on all the time. She had 363 people watching. I got 12. Gray Hughes has 470. ODS, whoever the hell that is, has 622 people watching. God, this lady has more viewers than I do right now. Miss Ann Horn has 57 people watching. And that's all my thing shows. So I'm being beat out by Miss Ann Horn, whoever that is. I was watching replays. Every time I went back to the home screen, it said 12 was live. I thought my screen wasn't refreshing. Gray ooze. That's when your phone incorrectly autocorrects you. Check out BJ sometime. It's gross. No, I'm good. I don't like those channels. Nothing against those people on there, but I feel like I'm walking into a men's hater group or something. Like Men's Haters Anonymous. You walk in, there's nothing but women in the stand. There's a circle of women talking about other women, and everybody's cheering these women on. And every now and then, yeah, they suck. And then, yeah, fuck her. Blah, blah, blah. It just like, I was in there for a little bit. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I think I heard one lady talking about that one lady I just mentioned. I don't know who she is or what she's about, but they were talking about her during Christmas time or something. Somebody stole gifts, or she was asking for money for Christmas gifts or something. I don't know how it went, but it was just, yeah, it was, it was wild. I was like, man, y'all know more about these people than you probably know about your own families and even interact with your families. You ever wonder if like some of these YouTubers they spend more time with their chats than they do with their own families? It was toys for children. Like, I don't know hardly anything about these people, and I don't really care to know. Like, I walked into this one. I'm going to share this story, then I'm going to get out of here. I walked into this one. I've never seen this person. I like to walk into new chats, right? Or new places that you can tell they haven't been on very long, and they got like 3 people in the chat. I can relate to that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go check this person out, say hello, welcome them to the community, all this and that. Stuff that people I wish would have done to me, in the very beginning. I walk into this, there's 3 people in the chat, right? This lady had a mod and 2 other people, and then me. I walk in, I'm like, hello, chat. Those other 3 people just keep on talking. They totally ignored me, like I wasn't even there. And I'm like, hello, how's everybody doing? Crickets. Nothing. And I thought, well, maybe I'll introduce myself. You're not going to blow me off. There's only 3 of y'all in here, plus the host. I said, hi, my name's 12 Gauge. I'm from 12 Gauge Investigative, True Crime Channel, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you would have thought I just lit a fuse or something, And one of the ladies goes, we don't like that true crime shit. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, oh. I said, well, okay, well, I'm not trying to start nothing. I saw your channel and I thought I'd come and check it out. Yeah, well, we don't do that type in here. We don't do true crime. And I was like, all right, maybe I need to go somewhere else. Thank you for your time. Good luck with your channel. All right, 12 Gauge. As I walked out, it was almost like I walked out of a saloon with those old doors. You heard those flapping as I walked out. You know what I mean? It's like crazy, bro. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what channel it was. It was some channel that just came across those recommendations, and I was like, like I said, I like to go in a new channel to say hello, to just see what they're about, see if they're going to be. I'll be honest. I want to go see if they're a pro or a guilt channel. I want to know what channel, what channel this type of channel is going to be. Like, yeah, they weren't having any of my true crime bullshit. I went down to the rabbit hole trying to find Swamp Rose's music that you were talking about. Yeah, I don't know what the name of that song is, but she used to play it all the time on her intros. But yeah, they weren't having none of my bullshit. None of it. And I was like, well, what kind of channel is this? What are y'all 5 people talking about? Is this an AA meeting or what kind of channel is this? Like, you would have thought I just busted out a bottle of whiskey and they were all sober. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how dare you walk in and just announce yourself like you're something special? No, nothing. Nothing. Hello? But that's nothing new, Heather. It's very seldom that I go into any of these chats. It's it's very seldom that I go into any of these chats and I get a welcome hello. The mods usually do it if they've ever been in my channel, listen to any of my stuff. They are nice enough. They say, "Hey, 12 gauge, how you doing? Thank you for being here." Dago always says hello. He's always nice. You know, um, but some of the other ones, they don't even acknowledge me. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of know which one to go into now, which one to just stay away from. I'm just like, obviously, this isn't my cup of tea. This isn't my place to be over here. I ventured into the high society level of town, and I need to go back to my little corner bar where everybody knows my name. You know what I mean? I need to go back to my little hole in the wall where we got sawdust on the floor and it smells like stale beer and cigarettes and oh, where we serve stale chips and peanuts. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Those other channels are too high class for me, I guess. You came in here in your athletic gear? How dare you? You need to be coming in here in a suit and tie. What's wrong with you? We're not that kind of place. We don't serve your time. Do you ever get that feeling sometimes whenever you go into a chat though, and you ever get that feeling like people are uppity, like they've been in that chat forever, and you walk in and they're almost like you're walking into their territory and they're looking around and I'm gonna share another story. I'm full of stories. I was working in East Texas one time, okay? And I just started working at the prison out there. Hey, Tom, thank you for saying that. You're right. I was working in East Texas at the prison at the time, and I just started working. And I didn't know the area for nothing. And I asked somebody at the prison, I said, "Well, where's a good place to eat around here?" And they said, "Well, there's a couple places, right there by the intersection, and you can go to there's a place called Hazel's, a place called the Star Cafe. Um, there was, another place. They were all buffets pretty much, right? So I went and I said, I'm gonna try Hazel's. That looks like a nice little diner or whatever, like an old mom and pop place. Well, I parked my car. I walked in. I said, man, I can hear it's hustling and bustling in there, right? I opened the door. I walk in. Literally, just like the movies, bro. I'm not lying to you. God is my witness. I am not lying. Everybody stopped. Stopped. Looked toward the door. And I was dumbfounded because, I've lived in the bigger cities for most of my years on this earth. And I was like, this has never happened. I've seen this in the movies, but never has it ever happened in real life. And I thought to myself, what are they looking at? And I turned around and even looked behind me to see what they were looking at, right? And they were staring at me. There were people in, you know, what do they call them? Overalls. They had their hats, and they were farmers and wood wood people. Those that drive, the tree trucks and all that. And they looked at me, and I was like, wow, that racism shit is real. I really thought that. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but I thought to myself, that racism shit is real. And the lady's like, she came and sat me down, and you could just feel all eyes on me. And I was like thinking to myself, I wonder like they're sizing me up. Like, who's this big ass Mexican? You know what I mean? Is like it wasn't the Bradshaw. It was actually MTC. You know, Jeff's still looking for the song. It's called Permeate. Don't know it. If you miss me, all right. So there's the Swamp Rose song. But I was thinking to myself, I'm not even full Mexican. I have half and half. You know, I'm like the milk. I'm half and half, bro. I might look Mexican, but I got some white people in me too, you know? Like I got diversity. And you know, after a while I started going to most of those places cuz believe it or not, green is the equalizer. The color of green is the equalizer. You get people green, they forget what color you are after a while. Yeah, I know. But it was, you know, it was funny to me because I had never had that happen to me. I should have, man. I should have. I should have got up on the top of the bar and danced like Pee Wee Herman. You're right. But I was thinking to myself, man, this just blows my mind because I was working with people that were, you know, different nationality, different colors, you know, whatever, however they identified themselves. And they told me racism is real here, bro. And I thought, I don't give a shit. I've worked in the urban areas in the bigger cities. All this stuff, racism doesn't exist in my brain. Everybody's equal. And I saw it firsthand and I was like, man, this is terrible. It was 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. And racism was still alive and well in that area. It was a small town. It was a small town. That is your race, green, born and bred. I got behind. My cat got a mouse that distracted me for a few. Was it a big mouse? That's always cool to watch. It's like when a cat get that mouse, boy. I've seen a cat sit there and play with a mouse forever before it like takes it out. And then some cats don't even kill them. They just play with them until they die. But I don't know if y'all have enjoyed my stories or my freestyling tonight. You know, it's like I said, I didn't really have an agenda. I wanted to try this new computer out, see if it actually, you know, was going to be up to the challenge of the 2 hour, 3 hour live that I usually do. So I think it is pretty much supported supported my thoughts. You know, it's been good. Yeah, Texas Day unit held over 2,200 people treatment. It was like DWI, SAP, ISF, IPC, you know, you name it. It had different colors of scrubs and all kinds of stuff. It was an interesting place. Henderson is an interesting town, but I miss it. I love the rain. I love it's like every day between 3 and 4 o'clock, you get that little rain shower going on. I miss the trees. I miss my friends there. One thing for certain is I've moved around so much in my life. I've made friends everywhere I go. So I have a lot of different friends in different areas, you know, of the state. I consider y'all my friends, even though I've never met any of y'all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for putting up with me and my silliness or my crankiness or whatever you want to call it sometimes. Um, yeah, we are friends in low places. You sure are right. I'm going to ask you one more time before I really call it quit this time. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? If you can't, you need to get a bigger shovel. Maestro, really cue that music this time. Y'all have a good weekend if I don't see you before then. Peace out, y'all.